Good morning. And I think we've got 40 odd points, so we should not complain, right?
Yeah.
I mean, given the
After
way the
6
markets
days
have
of
been for
losses.
so long now.
Yeah.
Absolutely. 6 days. What I'm going to do is just put out what I have been picking up via, and this is feedback that I've got from market participants that I've been speaking with. I mean, so at times like this, when markets are so volatile, and not volatile, but one way, everybody's calling everybody else. So everybody else and asking, well, what do they think? So I think that is the caveat. So sometimes these things become a bit of an echo chamber because you're kind of listening to, you kind of spout a view and that kind of comes back after doing the rounds. But given that, I just want to put out what I picked up from people that I spoke to. And let's put the graphics up. So hedge funds are very comfortable shorting. I'm talking about foreign portfolio investors here. They're very comfortable shorting. Cement is cited as one idea, which many believe still can give you profits on the downside. 60% of that demand for cement comes from the real estate sector. So that is one point. Long only fund the points, and I go back to my chat before the finance minister started speaking. So this is essentially what one is picking up from market participants that one is speaking with. And I saw, by the way, a cement stock. I think India Cement's jumping up. So hedge funds, number one, are quite comfortable shorting. Long only funds are in no great hurry to buy. One sector which is coming up as a potential shorting candidate is cement. Cement, by the way, 60% demand comes from real estate. So that is the other point. It often comes up as a sector which has done very well. Valuations are very high. And there is no real great positive trigger which is lined up which can really provide a stimulus to the sector. That is cement. The other common kind of thread which I picked up from my conversations is that businesses selling premium products may continue to suffer. And this has got something to do with the wealth effect or the lack of wealth effect. A wealth shock, if you want to put it that way. I mean, and this includes cars, etc. I think we had somebody from Jefferies earlier who made that similar point. Bikes get hit because of transaction-related issues, but cars and other categories, higher categories, get hit because of the wealth effect or the wealth shock in that sense. So that is the other thing. Consumer sentiment, extremely difficult to gauge. We have a couple of indicators, monthly indicators, high-frequency indicators to which gauge consumer confidence. I think they will be very, very closely tracked because that will, again, be an important indicator of what is the demand for consumer discretionary kind of items. So that is the other point. In lower categories, I mean, I'm talking about smaller value ticket categories, the expectation is that you will see a fair bit of down trading, but except a very few categories, you will not see a complete collapse as far as demand is concerned. Lots of rumors still doing the rounds, and it is very difficult to differentiate what is the impact of these rumors on the market. One big rumor which is being talked about is that you are going to see some additional measures to curb the flow of money into real estate, Benami properties, etc. I mean, we've all kind of received those kind of messages on WhatsApp groups, etc. But completely rumors. But it does kind of weigh down on sentiment and what you'd want to do if you are a short-term kind of trader. And of course, if you must focus on companies which have absolutely no impact, even in the very near term, because of this demonetization bid, it's kind of hard to find companies. But one company which I kind of thought of was Adani Ports. If you can put up the stock of Adani Port, the intraday, so you'll have to kind of really look at which companies have taken a big beating, decent beating. They are depressed, but which do not get affected even in the near term because of demonetization. I could think of Adani Ports. I mean, you could argue and say that import of Chinese sort of parts, electronic parts, etc., may go down as demand for end products here in India goes down. But that is a very small proportion of what Adani Ports does. It doesn't move the needle. So that is one stock, specific stocks. There are others as well. But I think you'll have to kind of work hard to kind of find those ideas if you really want to take those bets at this point in the market. Otherwise, I think the mood still remains very, very somber. Ekta.
Yes, absolutely. Well, on your point about companies that are not impacted by demonetization, I think we had a